Yo, yo, yo. Man, let me get myself situated right quick. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking about a hypothetical trip to Peru. And we're just gonna get all into it. We're gonna talk about pros and cons. We're gonna talk about what I did, when I did it, how I did it, therefore I did it, however I did it, can I did it, but I did it. We're gonna get into all that. And then after these pros and cons, I'm gonna go off the rails, not too bad off the rails, but we're gonna go off topic and I'm gonna talk about some things that some people they just might want to hear. Okay, but the first thing that I have on the list, is that the people were super appreciative. And I don't mean that, I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not trying to be cliche when I say that, but the people were just like super appreciative. You had to take a trip down there to see what I'm talking about. But you're not necessarily going to see too many people, or I didn't hear too many people just complaining about their situation. I mean, if you ask somebody like, hey, like, would you want to come to America or come somewhere else? Yeah, they're going to say, I want to come there. But you're not just hearing people moan and groan like, man, this place sucks. I want to leave this place. People were really appreciative and just what they had. And like one of my good friends, Hermaine, that I spent a lot of time with, he was putting me and another friend on game, hypothetically, and he was just talking about Pachamama, and I believe that it's an Inca thing. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but like kind of the indigenous people of like the Incas, I believe I'm saying that right, they believe in something called Pachamama, and it's basically like God, but it's not a God. It's like it's the spirits. And they just believe that Pachamama, Mother Earth, it's basically Mother Earth, that she just brings water to the villages and she fertilizes the soil so they can create good food, could have good harvests every year, and basically that type of thing. They believe in Pachamama to that extent. And my friend Hermaine constantly we'll be on like 2 hour drives, and periodically he'll stop the car, and if he's opening up a water bottle, he'll make sure that he basically pours, it's like he's pouring something out for the dead homies, basically like how we do in America. He'll pour some out, and he'll open some Coca-Cola after like an hour past that, and pour some Coca-Cola out. And he gave us these things, or it's kind of like sunflower seeds, but it was maize, which is corn. And it was like kernels, basically. It wasn't like cooked corn or anything. It was like hard, like seedy. I wouldn't even say it's seedy. It was like hard corn that we was just chewing, and he'll open that up and sprinkle some out the window for Pachamama and, give thanks to her. And he basically just gave us a rundown on it. And seeing him talk about Pachamama, it just, that this is just one instance, but seeing him talk about Pachamama just reiterated to me how appreciative the people were out here. And that's just one instance. People in certain jobs, like people in the jobs that they did it with pride. Like, you're not really gonna get somewhere. The customer service and the pride in the jobs is separate, but you're not gonna get somewhere and somebody's just mad that they're at their job. Like, let me think. Yeah, I never went anywhere and somebody just like had an attitude when I was trying to order something or, buy something. I never really got that. People, they were really appreciative. And that goes into my next point a little bit, because I said the people were really genuine. And I said that because a lot of the people that were coming up to me and trying to help me, they were really genuine. They were actually trying to help me. They weren't really expecting, they probably were expecting like a little tip at the end. And, granted, I did give people some money that did me right, but I never got like hey, like, can you give me something though? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? Like, when people were coming up to me, or if I had questions, they were helping me off the gratitude of their heart, basically. Only in like Cusco did I meet somebody that was like, I wouldn't say that he's not genuine, but I can tell he's kind of like, metaphorically speaking, I'll compare him to a water boy. Like, you do something for me, or I do something for you, and you give me some money back. You feel me? But he was cool. It was my guy Alex in Cusco. and I met him, and he was just kind of, you know, like pushy, like, yo, let's go ride four wheelers. Like, I got four wheelers, but I was already somewhere where they were trying to get me to do excursions and stuff, and the price was way cheaper than what Alex was talking about. But Alex had good English, and he was from America, and he kind of gave me a backstory, and I don't know if it was true or not. I don't care, but I can kind of tell like where he was coming from. Like he's trying to get a dollar, but it still wasn't bad. Like he's trying to give you a good deal. It might be a couple dollars over, but it was still a good deal. But people up there were really genuine. I never got a sense of just somebody was trying to do me wrong. And coming from America, I feel like we can kind of gauge when someone is not genuine and they're kind of on some slimy. If you're not green, at least. If you're not green, then you can gauge when somebody's just on some bullshit. Like, bro, get out my face. I don't want no parts of that. But out there, when people were trying to come up to you and, you know, talk to you, it was usually good information. They were trying to steer you the right way, basically. What else I got on here? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. It's hard to be on your phone out there. Like as soon as we got out of the airport and you come out of like this little tunnel, you come out this tunnel in Lima and you like turn left. And I'm talking about like, the whole right side is just the Pacific Ocean and it's islands out there, and you can see the piers, you can see people paragliding, you can see people surfing. It was a carnival, like a fair setup when I was there. So you can see like a Ferris wheel and mountains, bro. It was cinematic, and that's just in Lima. You go to Cusco, and I've never been, but it kind of has like a Brazil look. Whenever you're in Brazil, and you can see like the favelas on the hill and stuff. Out there in Cusco, it's kind of like the same thing. You have European cities. The streets are kind of brick, and the buildings are different colors and things like that. It kind of has like a Spain. Yeah, I mean they were conquered. Yeah, I'm tripping. They were conquered by Spain, so yeah, it has like a Spanish vibe, like if you were in Mexico City or something. The vibe in Cusco was fire, and whenever we go to certain things like Marais and Rainbow Mountain and what else was out there? I don't want to mispronounce these cities, but the different spots out there in the Cusco area, you know, bro, it was just so beautiful. Just seeing the mountains and seeing some mountains over here where it's snow on the peak. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. What they say out there, oi, oi, oi. It was kind of like a surreal feeling to be able to witness that. But it's definitely a beautiful country. That's something that like when you're on your deathbed, or when I'm on my deathbed, speaking of myself, or like just in a grave situation, I'm gonna remember all those memories. Just thinking about, you know, dang, I was on top of it. I don't know. You're gonna be thinking about those cliffs and the mountains. You gonna be thinking about all that type of stuff. Alpacas on the mountain, and bro, it was crazy. It was like I was in heaven damn near. What else though? Food is to die for. Oh my gosh, they only got like 5 things to eat. You got pollo, chicken. You got steak. I'm pretty sure that's lomo. I'm pretty sure that's lomo saltado or something. I could be pronouncing that wrong. You got alpaca. You got guinea pig. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just like, it wasn't really just that much Peruvian things to eat. And that's just their cuisine though. Like in America, we got a lot of just different cuisines to eat. Like we got Chinese food, Italian food, and pizza, Mexican food and tacos. So like, that's why I feel like we have more things to eat. But Peru, they grow 36 different types of potatoes. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that number. They grow like 12 different types of maize, which is corn. You know, their food is really good. Like it was the greatest potatoes I ever had in my life. The corn was kind of different. They had like big corn that I've never had before, like the little corn that we have here. It was crazy. Like the corn was fire. The ice cream. The ice cream would get my like YouTube taken down or whatever I'm gonna post this on. If I really talked about how I want to talk about, it'll get everything shut down. That maracuya mango, tenderism. I'm talking about fall off the cone. Like, whew, it getting me mad. The empanadas out there, oh my God. Oh my, I'm sorry, God, to use your name in vain like that, but yeah, the food is to die for out there. Ceviche, I don't even like raw fish, but the ceviche out there was, and they say Mexican ceviche, and I lived in San Diego, and that was my first time hearing about ceviche, which is crazy. But they say that, dang, what was I just finna say? Hold on. Yeah, they say the ceviche in Mexico is way better, but the ceviche in Peru is fire. Like, I'm walking at 2 a.m. to go to find a club or a bar that's serving ceviche because, you know, I had a craving. It was crazy. But ceviche is basically like raw fish, and it's not, my homie would get on my ass if I said that, but it's not necessarily raw fish because they put it in like lemon and lime juice, and the acidic properties from the lemon and lime, it cooks the fish. You don't have to have lemon and lime. Some people just have lemon. Some people just have lime. Some people can, you know, combine it. But the acidic properties from the lime cooks the fish basically. Not like, it's not going to cook it like a stove, you know, but it's going to make it edible. Then you got your red onions in it, cilantro, the maíz, which is corn. And then like they had like some, you know, they had some leche in there. They said it was milk, but I don't know if it was actually milk. It, you know, tasted kind of watery a little bit. But yeah, I'm eating that. I don't know why I did this. That was nasty. But yeah, I'm eating that, and gang is good. It's good as hell. Like the onions mixed with the raw fish, and like dipping it in the lemon juice, milk. Oh my God, I don't know what it is, but the more bites that I was, you know, taking, I'm like, you know, I'm eating the raw fish. Like you chewing it, you can kind of like tell, like, all right, it's not, you know, it's not cooked. It ain't like no salmon from Texas Roadhouse or nothing, but you know, it's edible. But I'm eating that and I'm kind of getting grossed out, and I'm just like, it's not it. But I'll finish eating it, and like, I'll be like, damn, I want some more. Like right now, I want some ceviche. In the States, I want some ceviche. I'm actually gonna make some here soon. I'll show y'all what it's talking about. But food is to die for. Alpaca, oh my gosh. Alpaca tastes like a steak that was just marinating the night before, and they cooked it the next day. So like it's super flavorful. It's super juicy. It's not gonna shake the table whenever you're cutting it. It's fire. Guinea pig, like I said in my vlog, I'm on you Asian people, Chinese people, and American. Chinese takeout, the guinea pig literally tastes like fried chicken. Like if you go to the fried chicken, if you go to the Asian takeout around the corner and you ask them for the fried chicken wings and fries, which is probably the best fried chicken and wings and fries or top 5 that you had in your life, that same fried chicken tastes just like the guinea pig. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I promise you. And I was already speculating that it wasn't fried chicken at these Asian spots.
Tell me I'm lying.
And eating that guinea pig confirmed it. I'm not saying it's guinea pig at these spots, but it's duck, it's rabbit, it's something. It's definitely not fried chicken. But the food is to die for. I know if they ask you for like, you getting like a juice, they got the maracuya mango, which is passion fruit, papaya, pinot, pineapple, all those drinks, they juice them right there. Damn, I'm tripping. Hold on, no diddy. I'm tripping. They juice them right there. So they juice them in front of you, and like with a little pizzazz, you can ask for con leche, and that's with milk. So they're gonna turn any of those juices that you just got juice right there into like a milkshake. And depending on where you go, the milkshake is gonna be fire, but you can go to some places where they don't really put like no sugar in it. So it's kind of just tasting like a fruit, like a real fruit, like a real fruity, a real healthy milkshake, real healthy smoothie. It wouldn't really do you no justice, but I was at a spot called Kirkio's. I'm gonna shout them out. Kirkio's. And I'm gonna put the, Carriquio is one of those in Lima. It's in Miraflores. As soon as you go under the little Miraflores sign, right there next to the little cat, Carriquios, Fresca con leche. Tell them I sent you. You gonna get half off that motherfucker. It's $5. Whew, $5. But what else we got on there? It's rich in history. So I ain't no passport boy. I don't associate with them. I really like going to these countries to see their culture, see the landscape, and just see something new. A lot of people, it might be their thing to, go travel in the States. And I actually love the United States. I think the United States is a beautiful place, and I still got some states to see. But I like traveling to different countries because it's just like, if I'm gonna go to Houston or if I'm gonna go to Atlanta, I might as well get a country out the way that I'll probably never go to. But man, Peru is super rich in history, and it was crazy. And just hearing how everybody was talking about how the Spaniards were trying to get like the last couple Inca kings, and they were chasing them all through the mountains, and we're driving through the mountains, and I'm going up in elevation, and I'm not feeling good. And I already know these people were probably on there's not no probably. These people were like on horses and walking and stuff. I'm just like, man, history is really crazy. Cause I'm walking. I'm taking a couple, 10 steps, and I gotta bend over to catch my breath in a lot of these cities, especially Cusco. You couldn't take a couple steps without bending over and getting your breath. It was wild. So for people to just, hold on, we're gonna look this up. How long did it take for the Spanish to conquer Peru? Okay, it took around 40 years. Okay, that sounds about right. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'd have just gave up. If you go out there and you're just walking in these mountains, bro, and they're saying that they're searching for gold and stuff. I mean, they had to really want that gold to do that for several decades. Because it's a beautiful country by all means, but it's well maintained now. So, the grass is cut, and you can navigate through Peru basically. It's not just all jungle. But back then, I'm pretty sure that it was just all jungle, and they're high in elevation. Man, history is fascinating. That's just all I gotta say. If you went, I sound like I'm just, man, nigga, get that bullshit out of here. But bro, if you go out there and you see what I'm talking about, you gonna be like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, this low key is crazy. But they're super rich in history. They're fairly cheap. That's the next thing I got on the pros. They're fairly cheap. I mean, you go to a nice restaurant, you could pay less than $20. If you do it right, you could pay less than $20. And that's something, because, a nice restaurant in America, if you're going by yourself, which, I am, usually by myself, it's going to be like what? Less than $100. If you go with two people in America, with drinks and everything involved, you're going to be at that 200 mark, if not above that, So like, to be able to go to a country and have, two pisco sours or something, I don't drink, but you have like two pisco sours, $20 each. And $20 for both of them. And then you can have like, a nice lomo saltado meal or something, or, alpaca meal. And depending on where you go, because they know where the tourists go. So they'll try to make something like 115 soles, which is divided by 3. So somewhere around like $35, which isn't bad still. But if you go like somewhere semi-local, that stuff can get as low as 50 soles, which is divided by 3. So you can eat for fairly cheap if you know how to do it. But yeah, it's fairly cheap out there. Ubers, I never paid more than $20 for an Uber ride. And that's probably when I was going to the airport and stuff. And Uber rides to, Planetario and Broncos, like $5 to $10, if $10 maybe. It wasn't nothing crazy. Ubers in Cusco, I wasn't really using Ubers because, we had a driver, but the Uber to the airport was probably like 14 soles, and that's what, divided by 3, so like, $4, $3 around there. Nothing crazy. fairly cheap. Excursions, I mean, we caught a deal. Hermaine, my guy that I was telling you about, some people, they pay north of like $500 for Machu Picchu tickets, and that's probably not including the lodge or train ticket and stuff like that. We paid a whopping $275 for the tickets to Machu Picchu, the train up and down, bus ride. Wait, did we take a bus? No, we took like a Sprinter van. I'm pretty sure we took like a Sprinter back to, oh yeah, Sprinter back to Cusco. Sprinter back to Cusco. We basically had everything for $275. The only thing that they didn't pay for was food. And I mean, you're not eating on Machu Picchu. And Agua Caliente, you'll be eating, but you're only there for a half a day. And then after you get back from Machu Picchu, you're there for probably, depending on when you get done, you're there for the rest of that day, and then you're coming back. But yeah, it was fairly cheap. $275 for Machu Picchu tickets. People are paying north of $500. And so I say that to say it's probably a better idea to have no plans whenever you go to these places. If you're going with your family, it's probably better to have plans because it can be super stressful if you're like a dad with a wife, some kids with you. It can definitely be stressful. But me not having nobody, doing that with no plans was the best idea that I made, because one day you can wake up and just feel like I'm not trying to do anything. The altitude is kind of crazy. And so you can just redirect your plans, or you can stay in Lima for a couple of days and then fly to Cusco, or, do it however you want to do it. But having no plans and being flexible, I think that's the way to go when, you're doing these trips. And then what else is on the list? It was good infrastructure in the city. That's the last thing that I got on pros. It was good infrastructure. The roads were, they were paved. Probably in certain spots you have potholes, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. On the way back from Cusco, I did remember, but I mean, that's like or Agua Caliente. I mean, the way back from Aguas Caliente, I remember the Sprinter van, he kind of was like, you're driving straight and he'll have to go around like potholes and stuff. But we were in a super, super small remote town. I'll give him some leeway. It's kind of like being in the sticks of Tennessee or in the sticks of Arkansas. We were somewhere, But other than that, good infrastructure. The buildings in Lima, it wasn't like a Dubai skyline or a Chicago skyline or, Nashville skyline, but the buildings were all right. It's a second world country. The buildings were all right. It's not going to wow you or nothing, but the buildings mixed with the oceans and the mountains and all that, it's definitely going to be like, wow, like this city really has potential. If they can invest something into this city, they got like, I might be going overboard, but they got like baby Miami potential. Am I saying too much if I say Lima, Peru has baby Miami potential? I just got that vibe. Like as soon as I got there, that's what I felt. I've been to Miami. I was gonna say I only been to Fort Lauderdale, but I've been to Miami. I was young, I couldn't do anything, but when I was there, that's kind of what I can kind of compare Lima, Peru to. It just felt like I was in Miami. You're not gonna see all the Rolls Royces and the Ferraris and all the nice cars and stuff. You're gonna see some BMWs and some Benzes, and I seen a Lamb truck, but you could definitely tell that it's a wealth gap. It's a wealth gap between the two, but the beauty is there. It's probably, if not more beautiful, honestly, because the mountain factor. Yeah, I would say Lima's more, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful city. But let's move to these cons. And the cons, they were conning. I'm not going to lie to you, they were conning. It's only three, so don't cancel me. And it could be because I'm an American and it's a language barrier. But I feel like we're going to get into them. Okay, so the first con is competency. Competency. I don't know why I can't say that right. Competency. And they're incompetent. Competency. Yeah, so the first con is competency. Damn, what the fuck? The first con is competency. Competency. Hold on, let me change this right quick. Yeah, so competency was like a huge thing that I noticed. And you guys are gonna, I'm gonna try to keep this as PG-13 as possible. But the competency was kind of like horrible in certain spots. Like when we first landed, okay, first landed at the airport, hypothetically, when I first landed at the airport, this always happens. It happened when I went to Kenya. My bag didn't come through. So I'm just like, fuck, not this again. So the bags didn't come through. And I go to baggage claim. And I'm just like, yeah, my bags didn't come through. I gotta the person at baggage claim could speak English, so they don't got an excuse. But they basically were just like, go see American Airlines over here. At baggage claim, they're like, go see American Airlines over here. And so we go to American Airlines over here, like in the baggage claim area in the Jorge Chavez International Airport. So we go to another far right corner, and we're just like, hey, baggage claim, send us over here. We're trying to find my bags or whatever. And they're just like, American Airlines isn't here because, this is it's Lima Airport. They only have like Latin Airlines, Sky Airlines, and, their airlines. And the international airlines, that I guess they only come at night or they only work a certain amount of hours. And so I'm just like, yeah, we get that, but our bags are here. Like, we just got on the plane. Like, our bags are here. Why do we got to come back at 7 or whatever? And so they're just like, go back and talk to baggage claim. And so we did like 5 down and backs, just talking to people, trying to get our bags. And like, we're just talking to people and they're just sending us back and forth. And, a lady that could speak English and Spanish, she walks up to us and she's just like, yeah, they say that they can't help you guys and that you guys got to come back at 7 p.m. to get your bags, whatever. And like, we have to catch a flight at 9. Like, we land at 6 a.m. We got to catch a flight at 9 a.m. to Cusco. And we booked those flights separate because, like I said, we were being flexible and didn't have everything planned. And this low-key worked out good. So we had to cancel our flight and come back up there at 7. And the same place where we went to when baggage claim had sent us to originally like the American Airlines and saying, hey, go there. Like, that same place, we went there like at 7 p.m. We went there, give them our names and stuff. Mind you, as soon as we left the airport, I go on American Airlines because they got a thing to where you can track your bags. I tracked the bags and it said that our bags was there at 6:40 a.m., something like that. And so I'm just like, man, our bags are here. That's a good thing. We just got to chill in Lima. And it's a nice city by all means. But we're going to chill in Lima and we're going to go get our bags later. And so we go up there later to the same exact spot where baggage claim sent us. We give them our names and stuff. And the dude just walks right on out with our bags. Like 30 seconds of being in the airport, they walk right on out. It was crazy. And like, you guys are saying, well, it's not really competency. It's just, I got more instances. But yeah, it took like 30 seconds for them to go in and get our bags. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, y'all could have simply went in that back room in the morning, and ask us for our name, or, they could have, when people are asking for help and they don't speak your language, and this is totally not the reason. Like, it's just because I don't speak the language. You got Google Translate. You got people that speak the language, like my friend that's trying, they just weren't trying to help. And I feel like the reason that they weren't so pressed to help us was because it was a lot of teenagers in the airport. Like, they weren't, when we came back later, it was like a man that assisted me and my friend, basically. It was a man. And he got it done, I ain't gonna lie. So kudos to bro. Another reason that I say that people, I'll say like some of the people out there is incompetent, because like I ordered some food from McDonald's at 12:26, and don't ask me how much people was in the McDonald's. Don't ask me anything, bro. At any McDonald's in the world where you go to, if you order your food at 12:26 p.m., when you expect the latest? Even barring a mistake, when do you expect the latest you should get your food? Just leave the answers in the comments. I ordered my food at 12:26. I have two homies with me. One, there's two kiosks. I ordered my food. My friend is ordering his food right here, and I got another friend that orders his food. I finished first. My friend finishes over here, and then my friend, he orders, like, he's behind me, so he orders off the one that I finished ordering off of. And I'm not the person that's, I just think people are incompetent. I don't think it's nothing malicious. I just think the people are incompetent. I order the food at 12:26. I go up there at about 12:40 because I'm not trying to be the mad. I'm gonna say it. I'm not trying to be the mad black guy in a country with no black people. I'm just trying to. I'm not mad. They probably got something going on back there. So I go around like 12:40, 12:45, and I'm just like, yo, I ordered like this. I got order 55. My friends are over here with their food eating. You guys are on order like 62, damn near fucking 67 and shit. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I ordered a basic combo meal, 2 pieces of chicken, some fries, and a drink. And Grand Pollo does take longer to cook, but it doesn't take this long to cook. God damn it, and it's McDonald's. But 12:40, the food's not made. She said she's gonna get on it. Now I'm talking to the homies. I'm like, bro, like when y'all finish, don't be trying to rush me to eat my food, cause it's gonna send me over the edge, bro. Just so if you don't want to sit here and wait, just get your stuff and leave. So just think about it. My friends ordered, sat down, waited for the food, ate, and they didn't want to wait any longer, and so they left type deal. I didn't get my food until I got the receipt.